lovely to have you here. You're going to answer some questions for me. So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm always ready with
You're
you,
always
Joe.
ready. All right, so I've got my little list here because it's easier for me to read it properly. I'm really looking forward to this answer. Please, can you describe why you are so passionate about the healing work that you do? Why are you so passionate?
Why? Because
Yeah.
I experienced it. I went through the whole beginning right to the end of experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder.
Mm-hmm.
And it led from an abusive marriage, which I didn't realize was like that at the time until I left.
Yeah.
And what it left me with was the darkness and the extreme pain that I had within my whole body. And it was manifesting as candida. It was manifesting as so much other pain throughout my whole body, not just grief pain, but physical pain as well.
Yes.
And then I basically went on a self-discovery journey to learn more about myself and to understand me. Because in that whole process, the whole time I was in that marriage, I lost myself completely. That by the time I stepped out of it, I was completely broken. I had no energy for anything. I was afraid of stepping outside my door. I didn't want to socialize with other people, let alone talk to a man. That's how scared I was. I was just so scared. So I knew there was a better life for me because I knew this in the ex-marriage as well. Yeah. I knew there was more. I knew there was more joy. I knew there was more freedom. I knew there was more laughter. Like I stopped laughing. I actually stopped laughing. And that to me is like, that's not life. That's not what we're here for. So yeah, I went on that self-discovery to learn what it was that was stopping me from reaching that point. So I started with the simple things first, which was I knew that nutrition, working with you, Joe, as you're always saying, eat well, exercise, as well, because I knew that it would bring me some kind of joy because I was doing something for myself. And I was meditating like day and night just to keep on top of the negative mindset that I was so stuck in. But I need to find something more. There's something more I need to do. But I basically just did the meditation, the exercise and the nutrition for 8 months to a year on my own. Yeah. And I also did the acupuncture and herbs and things like that I knew would help with my physicalness of what I was experiencing. And then from then on, I went on to experience other things that really pushed my comfort zones.
Yeah. Like what? Describe that. What are those other things? Because I know what you're talking about, but
the other thing that it was huge. It started off with me asking myself, what do I want to experience? What's something that I've always wanted to do, but I've always said no because I was scared of the repercussions that I would get from it. And it's like, okay, so I'm on my own. I don't have anyone else that's going to tell me what I can and can't do. So, great, I can just dive into everything that I've always wanted to do. I'm going on a yoga retreat.
So you got clear.
Yeah. And of course, the information was starting to come to me of what, because I would actually ask for help from my guides every day and say to them, please, show me what it is I need to see. Show me what it is I need to do.
Yep.
And then I will action it. And I would just get this strong feeling towards something and I'd follow it. So you may see someone on Facebook or Instagram or some social media that you're on, or even not just on the internet, or even just reading a book, and something really stands out at you,
it's like, isn't it? It's like,
it's like in your face.
Yeah.
That's what I would take on board, and I go, okay, I'm going to look into this further.
Mm.
And every time I looked in deeper and deeper, it would take me to where I needed to go.
Yep.
So I went on this yoga retreat thinking, yay, yoga, yummy, healthy food. It's going to be so relaxing.
It's not yoga, eh? It wasn't yoga. But it was a step. It was a part of the puzzle, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was. And it was like, yoga was probably only like 10 minutes of the whole 3 days of immersion that I was in. And oh my God, I stepped away from that going, holy moly, I need to like do more of this. So within that retreat, I got introduced to breath work,
right?
Holographic breath work.
Yep.
And that rocked me to my core. And that showed me that I'm just only scratching the surface of what is going on here. And it helped me to just get out of my mind, especially, and also just to release the trauma that was sitting within my body and really just feel what it felt like to finally release.
Yeah. Because we hold it within ourselves, don't we? Yes.
Just sitting there like holding your breath going,
yep.
Because I didn't realise, but for the whole 9 years that I was married, I was holding my breath. The whole entire time.
Obviously not physically, but in a...
No, yeah.
It was affecting you physically. It was affecting how your cells were working, how your tissues were working, given what you were just describing earlier. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. And then what happened?
What happened? I went deeper into breath work. So I learnt more about that. I also went more into learning kirtan, which is singing mantras.
Yep.
That helped me to also get connected with my heart space a lot more, which allowed me to open up to see what I needed to see. And what happened was this group that were taking the yoga retreat were doing breath work and kirtan and all that further on throughout the whole years following. So that I went to their workshops, and this is all before COVID began. And it really, really helped me. It helped me to stay centered. It helped me to just process what was sitting within me. And then I started going, okay, what else? What else is there? What else is there for me to see, to do? And people would come to me, or I'd hear someone talking about a festival, and I'd be like, oh, what festival is this? And that's how I got to getting out to different things and understanding there are way more modalities out there than what we know, basically. There's so many different people out there helping to help people like us, basically.
Yeah, and that's part of who we are. As humanity, that's who we are. And it's really interesting because the way I got started with this was with the work I do. Part of that was a sound healing that I had done from an elder visiting from North America.
Wow.
I think his name was Grey Owl. I might have got that wrong, but you get the sense. And it's the first time I've actually had sound healing work done on me. It was really, really interesting, and something just shifted. And I was obviously taking herbs at the time, but that just sort of moved me forward, as you're describing, moved you forward onto the next step. It's like the universe is saying, do you want to go here? And you're like, okay. And then you go, and then the universe says, do you want to go here? And then you move on and on, and it's just expansive, isn't it? And when you get that feeling within your body, you do start breathing. Anyway, you start breathing on a completely different level as well. Have you gone into the breath work even deeper? Because there's lots of people that do that on the internet.
I don't hold it myself, but I do it with other people. And I know a lot of people that do it. So, yeah, it allowed me to get to a really, really clear, deep state, to the point where when I was going through a journey one time, I was releasing so much trauma throughout my whole entire body. That whole body was just like in massive shakes. Just
Was that scary, or will you just
I
realize
because
that you felt safe?
yeah, I knew I was safe, because they
Yep.
say to you, you are safe.
Yeah.
We are here. If there's anything that we see is happening, that we feel you're not safe in, we'll help you to get out of it.
Right.
So I knew I was safe, and I was getting to a point where I was breathing and breathing and breathing, because it's circular breathing, and I couldn't get past this certain point. Like, it was just I kept getting stuck.
Yep.
And then one of the facilitators noticed. She put her hands on me, and it helped to push the energy down even further.
Yep.
And then it was like it unlocked a whole can, and the energy, and with it was the trauma that was coming out, was all coming out of the vagina region. It was
women.
like contractive pain that was just like pushing out of me, and my voice filled up this barn that is absolutely huge.
You were letting out a primal scream, as it were. Yes.
And it drowned everyone else out. There was like 30 of us in the whole room. I literally just been,
Monique is here.
Oh, it was amazing. But after that, the freedom that I felt from it was just amazing. Amazing. And then I kept going in deeper with more breathwork sessions after that. And that's when I found I actually have a very powerful, strong singing voice. And that's what activated me to the next stage, which showed me to pick up a drum, start doing shamanic journeys, as well as teaching people these things as well that I went through. So, yeah, that's like the quick story of how I got to where I am now.
That was like powerful. We like that. It seems to me that you sort of like knew that there was something that needed to shift and to leave and to you to let go of. And as soon as you decided that point, as someone said, it's okay, we've got you, let it go, something just came in, something much better came in. So it's interesting, anyone listening to this interview would be thinking, okay, what can I let go of? Because I know you were clear in the beginning of what do you want, but then when you want something, you're like, I can't have that because I've got this to do. So when you let go of those sorts of blocks or obstacles or things that are holding you back, you immediately bring something else in that will guide you to have those things that you were getting clear about in the first place. So it's just I'm just doing this. It's just a letting go, a bringing in, a letting go, a bringing in. That's life, isn't it? That's life.
Yeah. I wasn't like saying, this is what I need to let go of. This is what I need to do. Because what I found is whenever I would be, oh, this is the next thing I need to work on, or this is the next thing I need to work on, it would make me go, and then I would not, I'd be like stuck in that hole, and I wouldn't be open to little different things that might be coming in.
So it's being in the moment, but it's a good place to start. It's a good place to start with getting clear on what you want, and then just going with the flow, which is what you've just described. Awesome. Yeah. Right. How important? I wrote this down while you were speaking. How important is meditation in the journey that you're on?
Really, really important. See, what happens when you've experienced PTSD, or you've gone through it, or any of the emotions that are associated to PTSD, the reason why you have it is because you are stuck on that negative loop.
Yep.
And your brain is seeing that this is the normal. This is what I need to experience every day. Otherwise, it's not right. I need to have drama. I need to have arguments. Like it's, it's that repetitive thing that just keeps happening over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And because it happens in such a long period of time, the brain sees that as normal. So what you were doing with the meditation, what you're doing with like daily new habits, I think like there's heaps of other things that I teach along with this. It's not just what I'm talking about. You rewire your brain to a new normal so that then you recognize, this is joyful. Like me sitting out in the sun for 5 minutes is joyful. Watching a comedy on YouTube is joyful. That's fun. And then you start wanting to have it more within your life rather than the negative stuff. So the meditation stops the brain from overthinking, and it calms everything down so that you got that space and clarity to be able to go, okay, what next? Show me what's next. And just be open to what is coming to you. And trust.
The thought that came into my mind was you've got in your car and you're going on a journey, but you're going in the wrong direction. So you do actually have to stop. You have to stop and get your bearings. And meditation allows you to do that. So when you realize you're going in the wrong direction because it just doesn't feel good in your life, you do actually have to stop. If you're in a car and you're like, oh, I'm going on the wrong motorway, I'm going south, I should be going north. You have to find a space to pull over and figure out how to turn around or find your way to where you need to be. So I suppose meditation does that. It's a time of stopping. It's a time of breathing. It's a time of getting your bearings. Yeah.
And it's a way of telling yourself, I adore me. I appreciate me. I love me. I'm giving myself the space to just be still.
Yeah, in the moment. Yeah.
And just like calm everything down, because a lot of the time you can be like I was on very high anxiety all the time, like right there. So it was like any little thing, any person could just be with a pen or something, and it would trigger me. Or and the next minute I'm having a panic attack. I'm like, and it's like, what the hell's going on? I had no idea any of that was going on. Like, what is going on? This is just weird.
Yeah.
So it's all about control. It's controlling the mind, but in a positive way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Yeah. Without the mind controlling you in a negative way.
So what you've done, my lovely, is answered probably the first 3 questions already.
Yes.
Well done, you're onto it. You get a gold star. So it's quite interesting, is how did healing become your life purpose? What are the best steps you've taken? And you've described all those beautifully. What's your, I could talk about this forever, but what's your favorite part of being a healer, a coach, a guide? What's your favorite part of that?
It's definitely the transformations that happen, and having the person come to me, may not be straight away, but I don't know, like 3 to 6 months down the track, and come back to me and say, oh my God, everything that you've taught me, I'm now doing, and thank you so much for showing me that, because now my life is different. And it's just, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Because you do start in the beginning. I know that I was like this many years ago. You do feel, is this just me? Is this, am the only one feeling this? And it's really quite beautiful when someone says to you, wow, that's amazing. I want some more of that remedy, or can you tell me more about this person? And transformation is absolutely key. And it's interesting, you and I can probably see, I think this is a gift that I have. I don't know if anyone else has it. I'm sure they do. Is that I could see with you, I've known you a long time, I could see with you there was something that was going to happen. Does that make sense? Yeah. I knew somewhere, I don't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know when, but I just wanted to be there because I knew something was going to happen. And here we are.
Yeah.
So it won't happen overnight, but it does, as you said, it will happen. It can take weeks, it can take months, it can take years, can't it?
Yeah.
But that's okay. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It took me years.
Took me years. Yeah. Yeah.
And it was okay, because like everything that I went through and every time I stepped forward, it was like, just keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep doing what brings me joy. And that's how I got to each step along the way. And the other reason why I do this is because I want to be that helping hand for someone as well that's going through PTSD, because I didn't have that.
No.
I did it on my own, and that was really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard. So it's nice to know that you have someone that has got your back.
Yeah.
You're going through all this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hugely, because we all still feel emotional things. It doesn't stop because we're, doing the breath work and the meditations. We all live in a world that's a little bit crazy at the moment. Well, all the time, really. I mean, we haven't realized it, have we? We're sort of, right, now I've just had this thing that we talked about, letting all the bad stuff go so the good stuff can come in. It's like, isn't everybody going through that now? Isn't everyone, this isn't just a group of people or a country, this is the whole shebang. And are we ready to release? And you talked about PTSD. It's like, wow, I know we're getting a bit heavy here, but it just feels to me that that's what's actually happening. So if we can just take a deep breath, do the meditation, and we can go where we need to go. We can go where we want to go, which is quite lovely. Yeah. I like the transformation. I think transformation is huge, because most people will look and say, this is me. There's something I want to change. I want to transform. How do I do that? Okay, so you talked about PTSD, and mental health is a huge issue. And I'm talking about positive mental health. What's your vision of positive mental well-being in the future? How do you see it?
How do I see it?
Yeah. What does it look like for everyone in the future? What does it look like? What do we have to do? What can we do?
That people understand and know themselves inside out, to the point where they know if they get triggered, or if there's an argument that happens, or something that happens that spins them off the happy place, they've got a tool right there that they can go, I can connect to this for 5 minutes, and then I know I'm fine. And instantly change emotion reaction back to their calm, natural state again.
And that can help really fast, can't it? It's sort of like regulating your breathing. It can happen in seconds or minutes. Yeah, that won't take a long time, days and months. So we've been racing through this. Where can you talked about sort of there's tools that you can use. Now, I've realized that herbal medicine and naturopathy and all those kinds of things are tools, but I'm more, given my long life experience, I'm bringing things in, and hence I want to bring other things in, like drumming, shamanism, all the things that you do. So I've just touched on the surface here. So where can we go to find out all the other things that you do? And would you be able to talk about all the things that you have in your courses or your social media, or how you actually reach out and are open to people wanting to learn more about what you do?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram as Monique Vette Alchemist. So you can always, I know I'm constantly sharing all the different tools and tips that I've used throughout my whole time that I was healing myself through PTSD. I've got a podcast as well on Spotify.
Cool.
And I've got my website, which is my name, moniquevette.com. And I share everywhere. I also write a lot of blogs on my website as well. I'm going to be writing a book this year.
You've already written a book, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't?
No. I can say that because
I'm just being clairvoyant. You've already written the book.
There you are. Yeah, Joe's like steps ahead in the future.
I was like, okay, let's go read your book.
No, it's not out yet, but
Right.
it's coming. I can feel quite a few different ones in my field at the moment. So,
what's this book about? What?
The book is my experience with PTSD. Like I'm calling it walking the path of darkness and into the light, and how I experienced it, what I went through as I was coming out of it all, the emotions, the triggers, the every single thing, the things that happened to me to make me get to that point.
Is there any moments, is it because obviously what we're doing this for is so people can listen to this and move themselves and have support. Was there a moment where you felt like too scared to carry on, or did anything stop you? And do you have tools in the book that will help others to, this is what's going to happen and this is what you do to move forward?
Yeah, I'm going to be putting tools in there to say this is what I did to help myself through this situation. Yeah, I'm excited for this to come out actually. So what I do is I have what I call it my PTSD group, where I will hold you for a space for a year and I'll teach you all the tools that I've used throughout that time. I support you, take you through a shamanic journey, because with shamanic journeying, what happens is that it connects to the energetic realms that we're not aware of, and it helps you to release things on a deeper level because it works with the subconscious mind, and because your mind is listening to the beat of the drum and it's taking that out of the equation, it allows healing to happen on such a deeper level that you don't know is possible. It's an interesting experience actually. It's very, very interesting and very, very powerful too.
With the PTSD, I get the feeling, this is what's coming to me, is that you described it as something that happens long term. This could be not just this life, past life stuff as well, if we want to go there. I get the feeling that some people think it's just so deep and so dark and just so entrenched. It's like getting like a nugget out of the rock. And what's just come to me is, well, you're not going to release PTSD if you're doing it with the wrong equipment. If it's right deep down, deep inside you, you're going to need a universe digger to get it out. But it doesn't matter. The equipment and the tools will be provided, and that's what you're doing. You're providing the digger, and it's not a digger that's going to break down. There's someone that's going to fix the digger if the digger does break down. That's what I'm getting, that the digger that's never going to break down, because you can mend, you can heal yourself to support that process for other people, and that's your life purpose then.
Yeah, it is. So I work on the mindset with them, and I also work on the energetic systems with them as well, and spiritual. So you're getting like a wholesome thing happening. It's not just, oh, here's one thing, see you later. It's like, let's just dive into here, like the mindset first. Let's just see what you're feeling, and we'll get that out of the way. Okay, now that's dropped. What else is sitting in here? Let's go a bit deeper. It's not like, let's go deep now. It's let's just slowly navigate you through to how deep you want to go. And it's always up to the person.
Of course.
And I will hold that safe space.
Yes.
So that you feel safe to be able to release, because this is all that it is. It's releasing the trauma, releasing. Because what happens is our cells in our body hold on to that trauma as well. And when we get to that point where we've released enough trauma within our body that it's like, okay, I'm safe to fully release, then it releases everything. I can tell you right now that 4 years after going through everything that I've been through, I've got no triggers. I don't have panic attacks. Nothing. I didn't take any medication, and I didn't do any counselling either. I'm not saying that's the right way to go. For me it was, because you know how sensitive my body is. So if I can do it, anyone can.
You've done other things, you've done herbal medicine, you've done those kinds of things, which proves that if you can treat the cause and support the process on a tissue and cell level, then, and that's to say that the herbs actually do work on a spiritual level.
Yeah, they do.
You can't deny that. It might not be able to be proved scientifically, but hey, you know.
Oh, they do, definitely.
Yeah. So we've got the book, we've got the website, we've got everything else. Is there some final thoughts that you'd like to leave us with?
If you're feeling really drawn to something, then go do it, because that is your soul saying to you, this is what I need right now. And you may be like, oh my God, I've never thought of doing something like that before. Why would I want to do that now at this age?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Just go and try it. And majority of the time, actually, you're like, oh my God, why haven't I been doing this earlier?
Yeah, that was me at 25. That was me. Ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah.
So listen to that calling, and if you're unsure of how to listen to that, then it's literally just following your joy. Follow that thing that gives you joy, and just do one day at a time.
And keep breathing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly.
That's lovely. Thank you so much, Monique.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's been lovely chatting to you. And it's so nice to see you again. It was beautiful. And we'll talk later, because I'm sure there's videos that we're going to be doing with you when your book comes out, or books. Book. All right. Okay.